But first, we begin with breaking news that broke overnight. The Akeo family is back home. If you remember, they were that family, the couple rather, that spent 30 days in a maximum security facility in Mexico. All of this over a timeshare dispute. 13 on Your Side was actually at the tarmac as they were landing just after midnight last night. And here's what they had to say after they got off the plane with Representative Tom Barrett.
Players from Mexico City, they just were very, very helpful.
Congressman, I think the question on everyone's minds is how were you able to convince Mexican authorities to let the Akeos out?
Well, I'm glad you didn't ask me about a town hall, so thank you for that. But this was a really important thing that we had to get done. I was committed to this from the very beginning. As soon as we learned about this from their family, it was something that I felt an obligation to go do and do everything I could. I told them when I met them, and I told their family, if my mom and dad were detained in a Mexican prison, I would want somebody to do everything they could to get them out. I was committed to that. We worked closely with the State Department, hit the ground running in Mexico, met with them immediately upon our arrival, got to work with Mexican authorities, and then worked to broker an arrangement and a deal to get them out, and I'm really proud and thankful we were able to do that tonight.
Can you walk us through those 24, 48 hours when you landed in Cancun and now that you landed here in Lansing?
Yeah, well, it would probably take about 24 or 36 hours to go through all of the ups and downs of this entire thing. This was a really carefully orchestrated back and forth negotiation involving them, their family, the Mexican authorities, and the other party involved in this, but I am proud to say that we reached an agreement where we could get them home tonight, get them back to American soil. They can sleep in their own bed tonight. That's something that I'm very proud of and thankful for, and I'm just glad to have them home. And the particulars of how we got here today, I can just tell you that, you know, it was an effort worth doing to get them home to see their family tonight.
Christy and Paul, I know you guys are kind of going through this in real time, just getting back here. Just kind of tell us, what was the experience like there in those 30 days?
Unbelievable.
In what way?
Well, we had went on vacation, got stopped at immigration, and then shortly after we were detained by 7 to 10 officers telling us that we were being arrested. There was a warrant for us being fraud against the company that we had our timeshare with, and then we were whisked off to another facility, and then we were sent directly to prison. We weren't able to talk to anybody, didn't have any contact with any lawyers, didn't have our phones, so we were just sitting there.
What were those feelings like, just sitting in Quintana Roo, I guess?
It was awful. And the prison itself for the first 2 weeks were terrible until the consulate got involved. And then it was better, but I mean, it's nothing like you'd ever want to go through. It's unbelievable.
I mean, to know that your kids were back here speaking out, letting people know that you needed help and that they were working to get you back home, do whatever they could, tell whoever they could. How did that feel while you were sitting there? Was it a comfort of any kind to know that they were doing that?
We didn't
know at first.
Because
so then when I found out, because we couldn't call them.
We had no access to phones, internet. We didn't actually get to talk to the kids for
4 or 5 days. They didn't let us call.
What was that first phone call like when you got to make contact with them after so much time?
I cried. It was very emotional because you don't know what's happening.
The language
barrier is unreal, and you are trying to figure out what's going on and let the Mexican authorities know, you need help. We just didn't know it. And I couldn't see Paul. They wouldn't let me see Paul.
It was almost 6 or 7 days till I could actually see you.
Yeah.
On a slightly, happier note, I mean, this moment just in the last 10 minutes, I mean, can you even put words to
Nope, I can't.
This reunion?
I'm so happy
We're just
to be
thankful
back.
for the support. I mean,
our kids, I can't say how proud I am for what our kids have done. The people they contacted, using social media to let people be aware of what was going on, because we didn't know what we were going to do. So I'm very proud of them, and they gave up a lot of their time and a lot of, I just can't tell you how proud I am of them.
What do you guys think the sort of first thing you're going to do once you're out of here?
I'm going to go take a shower. There were no showers there. You had to, and if you could take a shower, it was cold. and you only had like a minute and a half or
It was the
whatever.
maximum secure facility.
It was, yeah, they told you what to
Yeah.
do and when to do it.
I walked through the, part of the interior of the prison, not deep into the cells where they were located, and it was enough for me to see that, no person would want to be detained there. No American should have to be, going through that, especially under the conditions that they were in for the amount of time that they were. And that really brought about a lot of the urgency of getting this resolved, and that was something that I was, committed to getting done on their behalf, and absolutely wanted to, continue that sense of urgency the entire time. We were working, late into night, last night, early this morning, and all the way through today to get this done, just because I saw some of the conditions that they were in, and I wanted to get them out as quickly as possible.
I mean, when you two saw the congressman walk in, I mean, what were sort of the first things going through your head when you...
Well, I kind of knew he was coming because I had gotten to call Mike and Lindsay that morning, and we had one call a day usually, and Mike had told me, Tom Barrett's coming to see you, and I go, Congressman Tom Barrett? And he was like, yes. And I'm like, he's coming here. And he said yes, and I was, at this point, Paul and I had been told so many things from so many different people.
So you get your hopes up.
You get your hopes up, and then it doesn't happen, or, but when he walked in and they told me I was going to see the doctor, and I knew it was something different because the way that they started arranging things around, and they were putting me in a better room and one with air conditioning, and I knew that it was him coming. So
Did you feel like that was one step closer to getting home?
no, I never thought we would be coming home for months.
For all of the people besides your kids, but that have followed this story for the last month, I mean, the Facebook group and everything that have been waiting and wishing and praying for your return, I mean, what do you have to say to those just folks all over the place?
I mean, we can't thank, I don't even know how we're going to repay or thank people. There's so many people that have just supported us, but we still don't know all of them. We've just been glimpsing on Tom's phone last night on some of the people that have commented, of course the text that we got coming home, and but we can't thank, I mean, how do you repay people or thank people? How do you repay your kids for doing what they did? I mean, it's hard.
Anything else you guys want anyone out there who's seeing these, these words to know? Anything we haven't asked?
Be grateful for what America has given us, and be thankful for just the little things.
And then real quick, are you still facing those charges in Mexico? What was kind of the deal like?
No.
They were dropped.
This was a full adjudication of everything, and they're freely returned, and there's no pending charges, no remaining case left in Mexico.
So they don't have to go on Zoom for a court date or anything?
No, this is a full extinguishing of the case in its entirety. There's no remaining things to be litigated in Mexico.
We didn't hear about this until 9 days ago, and you went to Mexico yesterday. Did you think this was going to happen this fast, them being let out?
I was committed to it. I can tell you that I insisted when I went down there that I wasn't going to leave empty-handed, and I wasn't going to leave without bringing them back, and that was really the commitment that I had when I left, and the commitment that I had all the way through, and I'm just glad that we were able to get it done.
I mean, how do you two feel knowing that this is over now?
Surreal.
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy that it's over, and
saw our first French fry.
Yeah, we had French fries
for over a month.
Yeah.
No French fries in Mexico?
Just the little things.
Not in jail.
No,
not in jail.
Congressman Barrett, can you tell us a little bit more about those conversations that ended up with no more charges?
It was a lot of negotiation that took place, and there were a lot of parties involved, and I don't want to violate, some of those confidential discussions that were had, but I can tell you it was a consistent and persistent effort the entire way through, from the moment I got there all the way through, including the final moments of the adjudication at the court this afternoon, a few hours ago, just as we were preparing to leave. There were some things that were getting a little bit uncertain at the end, and we were able to resolve those quickly. Took a lot of effort from all parties involved, every level of the Mexican government, our own government here, all the way up to President Trump and his special envoy that were engaged in this as well. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate everyone's work in getting this done. And I'm just really proud of that effort that was undertaken and done, and how we could get this resolved and get them home.
Did the president have any communication between with you or
Yes.
the family, anything? What did he say?
Yes, the president was excited to see their release. We actually tried to arrange a call on the plane, but it didn't work with the Wi-Fi signal and everything else. But the president was very excited to hear this and expressed his excitement on their behalf
Yep.
and welcomed them back to America. And that was something that they were extremely thankful to see, and the president was very excited for them as well.
All right, so we should also report that the Attorney General's office in the state that they were being held in, Quintana Roo, has released a statement from overnight. It reads, quote, "The defendants agreed to repair the damage to the lodging center by mutual agreement, validated by the judge who decreed the dismissal of the criminal case and ordered the immediate release of the defendants. For its part, the hotel chain said that a payment will go to 3 nonprofit organizations. The prosecutor's office reiterates its commitment to justice and social welfare, acting in accordance with the law to guarantee the reparation of damages and respect for all the rights of the parties involved." We're going to continue to follow this story today, so stick with us right here on 13 on Your Side and on 13 Plus to get the latest in that. Of course, this is a situation, Amber, that we have been following very, very closely, and I know that we're working this story today, so stay tuned for that one.